Okay, we're back. Now, surprise, surprise, surprise. You never know what you might see on the Jamie Cooper Show. I'm going to call it the Jamie Cooper Show. I'm going to blame him. But, no, I'm kidding. All right, Mr. Doss is in town, and you travel all over the place. But you're here this morning. You're an early morning riser. And someone said you did yoga for 1 hour a day. However, you do yoga pretty much all day long.
Different kinds of yoga all day long.
Well, he is going to surprise us and do something that will probably surprise us. So I'm going to step out of the way, and the floor is yours.
All right.
Are you ready?
Thank you very much.
Are you going to tell us what you're going to do?
Well, this is a combination storytelling, poem, and I do the pantomime gesture. Okay. And it has voice characterization as well.
Okay. So, are you ready?
I suppose so.
All right. Here we go.
No matter where you look in the newspaper, you're going to find that the underlying messages, people are on the bodily concept of life. It is quite surprising that after so many years of being exposed to alternative philosophies, that people still think they're their body, or their subtle body, their mind, or their intelligence. And they busy themselves with preparing it and embellishing it and decorating it. So there's a story, an analogy, that's called The Birdcage. It's written by a fellow from Britain, and it's all about a birdcage and a woman who doesn't know the difference between the bird and the more valuable item of the bird inside of the cage. And it goes like this. Exquisitely, the cage was wrought with pillars carved in jade and perches made of ivory, all beautifully inlaid with semi-precious stones and pearls that glittered in the light, reflected on the marble floor. A truly royal sight. She saw it through the doorway as she passed by on the street. Standing in the corner of the shop that sold antiques, she went inside and asked the man, "Oh, that cage is very nice, but tell me where it's from, and I want to know the price." "The Queen of Sheba owned it once," the man replied with haste. "A very rare and fine antique for people who have taste. A bit of polish here and there will bring it up a treat." She pays and goes. "But don't forget the bird inside. He also needs to eat." She took it home that very day and placed it in the hall, beside the walnut writing desk that stood against the wall. It sparkled as the evening sun shone through the open door, for she'd washed it down and polished it until her arms were sore. "Feed me," sang the bird. "Feed me, please," he cried. But the lady only saw the cage and not the bird inside. That night, when she lay down to sleep, she dreamt of royal cages, the kind enjoyed by kings and queens and princes through the ages. She dreamt of Chinese mandarins, of rajas, and of Sikhs. But no one had a cage to match her newly found antique, and when at last the sun arose, she woke up from her sleep, and though she wasn't washed or dressed, she ran to take a peep and stood there in the hallway, gazing at her new possession, but never heard the plaintive call. So great was her obsession. Feed me, sang the bird. "Feed me, please," he cried. But the lady only saw the cage and not the bird inside. She thought, a party would be nice in honor of the cage. So, going through her address book, she went from page to page, inviting all the people whom she wanted to impress to come to tea on Saturday. Répondez, s'il vous plaît? She hardly could contain herself while sending out the cards, but thinking, curtains would be nice. So purchased several yards of silk brocade to make the cage more beautiful than ever, and stayed up sewing all night long, so great was her endeavor. Feed me, sang the bird. Feed me, please, he cried. But the lady only saw the cage and not the bird inside. On Thursday night, she started making all the preparations, from currant buns to angel cakes, in great anticipation of all the guests who said they'd come to see the new antique. The pastor, Mrs. Balderdash, and all her social clique. On Friday, she cleaned the cage, till it sparkled like a pin, but never heard the plaintive call for the starving bird within. Oh, something's burning. And then, forgotten far too long, he tumbled from his perch, yet managed, with his dying breath, a final, feeble chirp. Gasped the bird. Feed me, please, he cried. And then, without another word, he breathed his last and died. On Saturday, she cleaned the cage and polished it with pride, quite unaware the bird was dead and lying there inside. But by the time the doorbell rang, the smell was growing strong. She thought, although I've cleaned the cage, there's something very wrong. In twos and threes, the guests arrived and gathered in the hall around the polished bird cage as it stood against the wall, but all agreed it smelled so bad it really was absurd that only one with half a brain would fail to feed the bird. Shocked at her short-sightedness, they asked her why she'd never thought to give the bird some food, inquiring, "Oh, is it clever to only see the bird, the cage, and not the bird who lives within? You have killed it with your negligence. It really is a sin. The cage, my dear, is very nice, as anyone can see, and shouldn't be neglected by the likes of you and me. Ah, but what a dreadful deed you've done. So foolish and absurd to think the cage is everything and never feed the bird. So great was her embarrassment. She tried to run and hide, but slipped upon the Persian rug and fell upon her side into the intact birdcage, which then toppled to the floor and broke into 1,000 pieces, some say even more. Exquisitely, the cage was wrought with pillars carved in jade and perches made of ivory, all beautifully inlaid with semi-precious stones and pearls that glittered in the light until it smashed upon the floor. No more a royal sight. For those who haven't understood, we'll leave you with a clue. The polished birdcage, flesh and bone, the woman really you who think this body all in all, who killed the soul inside and waste the chance of human life, misled by foolish pride. Oh, there is a way to free ourselves from all of life's illusions, though we are often filled with doubt and covered by confusion. Simply chant Hare Krishna, as recommended by the sages, and we will quickly be released from our identities as cages. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You can come out now.
Hey, Michael, let's get you over here too. Let me show people it now. You go all across the country doing stuff like that. I don't know if the people in Athens and stuff are ready for something like that early in the morning, but you did a great job on it now.
Everybody's ready for it. Ripe on the vine.
I hate to ask you this, and I mean, I don't mean to insult you or anything, but is that suntan lotion on your nose, or what is that?
Suntan lotion? No, that's a tilak, it's called. It's actually a clay from India. And this part here on the nose is a leaf, and this part here is the footprint of God.
Okay. I thought that's kind of what it was. I just wanted to make sure.
Right.
I mean, now, where do you guys go from here? I mean, what else y'all got planned?
Are
you performing somewhere?
I produce a play in Atlanta on the 7th.
Okay.
So on Monday we go. But this weekend we go to Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. I'll probably speak and perform there.
Oh,
this
great.
Saturday at 4000 Penny Street also.
Okay.
The Yoga Center.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming over. This has been totally unique and different.
That's what you're after, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we've certainly found it today. I can tell you that. I want to thank y'all for coming over this morning and sharing. Now,
It's been a pleasure.
Is this this outfit you have on?
Yeah, this is a standard outfit.
Okay, so this is what you
Hare
wear.
Krishna monk.
Okay, so y'all are monks.
Yes.
Yeah, the Hare Krishna coming off.
Do I have to
all
get,
shapes and
if I
sizes.
wanted to become a monk or something, I don't have to give up sex or anything like that, do I?
Well, we have 4 regulative principles. No illicit sex.
No sex,
Illicit sex. No intoxication.
no alcohol,
No gambling.
All right, can't bet on nothing.
And no killing.
Oh,
Meat,
well, okay.
fish, eggs, chicken.
So y'all don't eat, you're vegetarians?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm screwed all the way around on becoming one of them then, so I don't guess that's going to work. I'll just keep going down Cross Point and be somewhat of a Baptist, I guess. So anyway, hey, I want to thank y'all for getting up with us on this Friday morning. We'll be back. Don't forget, Groundhog Day, we won't be here. That's a national holiday for us. Thank you guys for coming up. It was different. Certainly different. You can always get me ZTV at jamiecooper.com or 603-4848. We'll see y'all. We will be back the day after Groundhog Day, which will be Tuesday, and we'll keep you posted on who's signing up with Bama and Auburn too that day. So y'all hang in for that. Y'all get out and have a great Super Bowl weekend. We'll see y'all Tuesday. Time for us to get out of here.